Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the GGB Supplier Showcase. As always, I am your host, Jess Marquez, and I am so glad to be joined today by a friend of the program, none other than Chris Justice, who recently assumed a new title, CEO of Pavilion Payments, which, of course, we're going to talk all about here in a second. Chris, thank you so much for joining me today. How are you doing?
Yes, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on.
Of course, of course. So I guess we'll get started just with a 30,000 foot view, a bird's eye view, if you will, of Pavilion Payments. So I know the deal was facilitated. Obviously, we talked about this a little bit at IGA, but the deal was facilitated, excuse me, by Parthenon Capital. And if you kind of take it from there and just give us a springboard of how it's gone so far.
You bet. Well, we actually closed on the 31st, so we have migrated all of our systems across without issue. All of our employees, everything is operating just exactly as we've planned and expected it would through this conversion process. So we are incredibly excited about the future. We're also very happy to join the Parthenon family of portfolio companies. They are a tremendous partner, and we couldn't be more excited about our prospects for the future.
Awesome. So, from a products and services standpoint, what kind of innovations can we expect down the line now that you guys have made this transition to Pavilion Payments?
Well, that's a great question. We've continued to deliver very innovative solutions to the industry because our goal and objective that we started several years ago was to forge a path that was very differentiated and that others couldn't follow, primarily because our goals and objectives are to, as Wayne Gretzky would say, skate to where the puck is going to be, not skate to where it is. So when we look at the change in all of the consumer trends that are going on around the world, from from the movement of physical face-to-face transactions into self-service, the rise of mobile and mobile technology, all of those things are very important to creating the digital transformation that's going to occur in the casino space. And we want to be at the forefront of that because we also believe that payments are the foundational element of creating those kind of trust relationships. So therefore, we've got to be able to deliver some advanced solutions, most of which, several of which we've already deployed, which would include, right, the top cashless solution that's in the marketplace today that's really driving some significant results for the guests as well as the operators. It's our focus on completely enabling self-service solutions so that the casino can expand their service offering from the cage out to distributed points on the gaming floor to be able to, one, help them to improve service delivery and increase or elevate customer satisfaction as they're able to get people back into gaming entertainment just that much more quickly. But I think you're also going to see things coming from us that more tightly tether the omni-channel experience. So tying our significant presence in the sports betting, iGaming, and iLottery space together in a more comprehensive way through the customer's most trusted devices, coupled with just a better use of data and a better coupling of all of these technologies to deliver a far better and far more elevated experience at the game.
Awesome, awesome. Well, you touched on a couple different things there, and I kind of want to parse through some of them into a little bit more detail. So, if we stay on the product side, you mentioned you talked about a little bit of the integration side, and I understand that integration has become kind of a central focus of your guys' messaging. How are you prioritizing that integration, and kind of what does that mean for your partners and clients?
Well, I think integration is a unique word because it means a lot of things to a lot of people. Part of what we've tried to do is make sure that our solution set is tightly integrated. Why is that important? Because the more tightly integrated it can be, the less friction that we create with the guest as well as with the operator. So think about your last casino experience where you fill out a form, you're asked for the same piece of information multiple times through some enrollment process. All of that friction, one, adds time and detracts from your entertainment, but more importantly, right, limits the user adoption, which is so critical to success. So the tightly integrated set of solutions that we're offering are to minimize all of that consumer friction, to be able to help drive a much faster process to get the player up and running and rolling, which then it translates into just a far better experience with the casino. Likewise, the way that we are looking at delivering services is also trying to be far more system and device agnostic, so that we want to decouple, if you will, the services and the delivery of a guest experience from the tech stack of the casino. So therefore, if the IT group wants to make a change to a system, wants to make a change to a module, they can do that without disrupting the player experience. Super important when you start to think about rolling out new technologies, not only in the commerce technologies like we're talking about, but some of the other great technologies that so many vendors in our space are rolling out. By decoupling them, but still allowing everything to work in concert, you do create an environment that's just far easier for the operator to implement and maintain, without at the same time just with enabling a customer experience that remains consistent.
Definitely. And if we kind of stay on that theme of customer experience, I know that one of the parts of the aspect that has changed with the transition to Pavilion Payments, has been this kind of renewed focus on client success and customer service from a broad perspective. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Oh, that's a great question. So part of going through this process is we've doubled the size of our client experience organization. We're expanding the focus that we've got internally on data analytics. So the purpose there is to really be able to ignite an organization and a group of people that can work hand in hand with our clients to give them unique insights that will help them further drive their business and improve their P&L. So everything from cost reduction strategies to revenue growth strategies to ways that we can help them to digitally nurture and grow their customer base to drive more frequent trips and to garner a larger share of the player's gaming entertainment wallet.
And so we've touched on a lot of different things here about the transition, all of which are extremely interesting. What are you and your team most looking forward to for the rest of the year and beyond? And from a customer perspective, what can we expect from Pavilion Payments going forward?
Well, that's a big question. I'm not sure I can answer that as succinctly as I might like to, but I guess what I'm most excited about is the team that we are bringing a legendary world-class team to the table. We are hiring a tremendous number of folks, most of which you'll see announced here over in the next short period of time, but a lot of just world-class folks that are industry brand names, folks that really do just an amazing job, not only from a sales and client experience perspective, but bringing in innovators and folks that can help us think through processes and services and solutions that are really meant to drive just incredible value. The one thing that I guess I'm most excited about is just our culture of execution. And the reason that that's so important is because it's so tightly aligned with the goals and objectives of our operators, in that the way we position ourselves and the way that we're delivering services are the fact that we have to get them to the destination that they want to achieve, because that's the spot where they make money. When they make money, we make money. So it really becomes a tightly coupled and very aligned philosophy that's really meant to drive P&L value for our operators, which ultimately then translates into as well delivery of a much better guest experience.
Awesome. Well, Chris, that's all I had for you today. Thank you so much. I am so excited to see where this journey takes you and the rest of the now Pavilion Payments team, formerly Global Payments. Again, thank you so much for joining me, and best of luck to you.
Yes, I really appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for the GGB Gaming Supplier Showcase, our exclusive look at the best products and services produced by vendors for the gaming, iGaming, and sports betting industries. For more information about the GGB Supplier Showcase, contact Terry Brady at tbrady@ggbmagazine.com.